Manchester United were humiliated by Bournemouth for the second season running, and the United Twins need to speak about it.
Hey, ready up.
Good or bad, it's a must. Preparations keep pre-match leave a fuss. When the whistle blows, stipulations in the field like a wrestling match. Target, lock them up. Progress on the opposite, believe in divine time. 3H is my time. Load them up with a pinpoint aimed at two-man step for boots in the field. It's prime time. We are fit anywhere, specialist ballers. Touch every 4-4 corners. Open clear set piece with delivering trauma. It's like a TV drama, cover every genre. I rush sure for the next team. You say they're hot on Marga, left and right. 2 C's up top for the win. Us twins leave dust on the CB's armor.
Blessings to everybody inside, including yourself, Cappy. Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 3. Where do I start? Now, of course, we were away for the Tottenham game, so couldn't react to that. But there was a high off of the Manchester City result last weekend. Even though there was an acknowledgement of it not being a great game throughout, including our performance. Still many imperfections, but today, dare I say, was worse. Well, it had to be worse. Look at the result. In the second half especially, don't get me wrong, the way we started the game was poor too, lacking the ability to deliver accurate passes, leading to Bournemouth threatening in transition and attacking areas, and we were warned at the end of the day. You have to ask the question with this team, how can you watch the same movie continuously and still not understand the plot? It was either terribly written or you're most likely not paying enough attention. You're not applying yourself enough to prevent the mistakes of Christmas past from coasting up on you. It's the inconsistency that kills, and a lot of that comes from reverting to old habits. Muscle memory that leads to self-sabotage. Even after we conceded the first, which was questionable from Dean Howson, I'll probably get into that first actually. The goal was great, well taken header, but the initial challenge that was deemed a foul on Terrell Malacia seemed to barely create contact with Adam Smith, the Bournemouth captain. The referee on the day, Craig Pawson, disagreed. What do you all think in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen? Should it have been a free kick, which ultimately resulted in the goal? But even after conceding, we created chances that were probably our best spell of the game. Bruno Fernandes missed a couple of chances that I think, looking back at it, he'll grimace at night. One where Ahmad slides the ball over to him near the edge of the area and the Portuguese international doesn't get the strike on target at all. And then a 3v2 where Kobe wins back possession, drives through the center of the pitch and finds Bruno, who this time can't open up his body enough to redirect the ball past Kepa. You hoped that if we took that same mentality and level of urgency into the second half, that we were sure to get back into proceedings. We all know that wasn't the case at all. 2 goals conceded in less than 5 minutes of football. First stemming from a wildly mistimed challenge from Nusayr Mazraoui, who as of late has seemed a little jaded in comparison to his sharp and ever-reliable introduction to the Old Trafford faithful. Justin Kluivert punished by converting the penalty, and before I could even finish writing down the notes on that goal, I looked up to my screen to see an Antoine Semenyo dagger, which sealed our fate. Heading into Christmas with more questions than answers, and in fact, one thing I found interesting about what Ruben Amorim has been saying is how the players essentially fall into a state of anxiousness, which acts as a catalyst for these collapses or capitulations, whatever you want to call it. When asked about how he could prevent or combat the players from having that sense of anxiousness when things are going wrong, he spoke about making the players understand how he wants them to play so they can bypass the stadium atmospherics and focus on those small on-pitch details that will lead them to light. Now, I was going to mention this on the Rashford topic, but didn't get to do the video. I feel by having players who have been here for a decent amount of time, it will be tough to mold them completely into a footballer of preference, one that mentally and physically is transformed in comparison to previous eras. So what will gradually need to happen is a passing of the torch of some sorts. Sayonara to the old guard, and acceptance that some may have peaked in an era of misfortune, and much like a senior dog, new tricks are tougher to come by. A harsh reality, but one I feel is closer than you think. The reality we live in today tells us that there are still many ups and downs to go for the remainder of this season. Yeah. Looking at our Boxing Day game against Wolves, they were rampant in their 3-0 away win over Ruud van Nistelrooy's Leicester City side. Vitor Pereira's first game in charge was a success, and now we have to make sure he doesn't make a habit of winning just yet. 22s, let us know in the comments what you're feeling right now, how you saw and analysed Manchester United's 3-0 defeat to Bournemouth. Get the conversation going, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, share to your friends and frenemies, and until the next time, we'll see you lots in a bit.
Keep calm, composed, to just know your role when the Don's inside. Better hide what you're stashing. On the field, just one ball dominates. 22 egos fighting to tag in, rough and rugged. It's like old school.